I'm going to make something for me today. I need something fun and comforting because there's a fire raging near Santa Barbara. They've got it like 60% under control, 60% contained, but we've had smoke in the air sometimes, ash falling on our cars. I need something I can just sit and just feel comforted with. So I'm going to make Chex Mix. I've tried the stuff they sell in the store, the plastic bags that they call Chex Mix. No, it just isn't the same. My mom used to make Chex Mix every holiday season, Thanksgiving, Christmas. I'm actually doing this kind of late because Christmas is in 5 days, but hopefully I can get this up on Sunday, at least a day before Christmas. So I have my own way of making Chex Mix. I know what I like and don't like, so I'm going to make it my way. There's room for variation. So let's make Chex Mix. Just to explain one thing, everything I'm going to do is doubled. I'm going to give you the proportions for a single batch, but I'm going to make a double batch, so everything is 2 of, because I don't eat cereal. And I bought all these boxes of Chex cereal. I might as well use it up. So you need 1/2 cup or 1/4 pound, 113 grams of butter. I'm using a lot. And then 3 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce. This is Lee & Perrins Worcestershire sauce. Then I'm going to put this pan on the stove and heat it only to melt that butter. I don't need to cook anything. Next, I'm going to make my seasoning mix. I'm going to do it in a little sprinkler jar. It's got a perforated lid. It just makes it easier to distribute the seasonings evenly so I don't get big clumps of it. But whatever works for you. What I have is 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1 teaspoon of onion powder, 1 teaspoon of seasoned salt. This is Lowry's seasoned salt. I'm sure there are other brands. And then 1/2 teaspoon of salt. And get that all mixed up in there. Put the lid back on. Now I can season my Chex. I'm going to use a large roasting pan. The first thing I want to put in here is the nuts. You can use 1 cup of mixed nuts or peanuts. I'm actually using half mixed nuts and half honey roasted peanuts because they add a little hint of sweet to the mix. And I think it's a nice flavor. See, this is where I start doing variations. So there's my honey roasted nuts. And there's my mixed nuts. Oh, and by the way, as far as by weight, the mixed nuts came in at 160 grams for 1 cup, and the honey roasted came in at 140 grams. Next, 1 cup of small pretzels. 1 cup weighed 50 grams. I don't like pretzels, but I like these. I got these actually from the bulk bins at the store. They're lightly salted and they have a bit of a buttery flavor to them. So I'm using those instead of the salty pretzels. Next, crackers. I like to add little crackers to my Chex Mix. And I like cheese crackers. So I have here 1 cup of, these are a Pepperidge Farm Goldfish. 1 cup was 60 grams. And then 1 or the other, but because I'm making a double batch, I'm going to use a cup of each. These are the Sunshine brand Cheez-its crackers. It's looking good already. Okay, next my cereals. Chex Mix wouldn't be Chex Mix without Chex cereal. So the first thing in is 3 cups, which is about 90 grams of corn Chex. And again, I'm doing a double batch, so I've got 6 cups in there. Next is rice Chex. 3 cups comes in at about 80 grams. And then finally will be the wheat Chex. And then finally wheat Chex. 3 cups measures 160 grams. First thing I want to do is get this nicely mixed up. I'm going to use a spatula because I can get in underneath it. You don't want to dive in to mix things up because you'll break it up. You'll break up those cereals. But with a spatula, you can go in from the edge and then lift and turn, get it all mixed up. This is going to take a minute or two. Next, I can start putting in my butter and Worcestershire sauce. I'm going to try to distribute this fairly evenly. Do 2 or 3 spoonfuls at a time. Give it a good stir. Give the cereal a good stir. And then do it again to try to get this distributed down as well as possible so it doesn't all end up in one place. You want to coat everything evenly if you can. This is the last of my butter and Worcestershire. Drizzle that over the top. Okay. And then, same thing with the seasoning mix. This is why I like this little duster can, because I can lightly season it, give it a good stir, and then season it again to make sure that I distribute that seasoning evenly throughout my Chex mix. Here's the last of my seasoning mix, salt and so forth. That's it. Now, I am in the meantime heating my oven to 250 degrees Fahrenheit, which is about 120 degrees Celsius. My oven has come up to temperature, so I'm going to bake this for 1 hour, but every 20 minutes I'm going to take it out of the oven. I'm going to stir it and turn it like you saw me do earlier to make sure that it'll dry out evenly. I'm working with such a large batch, I may even do it an additional 20 minutes. Here it is, out of the oven. I did go an extra 20 minutes on this because I had so much of it, and I tested a couple of the pieces, and they still weren't all that crunchy. But now it's nice and crackly crunchy. I'm going to let this cool down a little bit, then I can have my afternoon snack of my homemade Chex Mix. Okay, I did it again for another Christmas. I made Chex Mix. I'm not going to eat this whole bowl in one sitting. I'm just going to leave it out. Every once in a while, I'll take a little nibble of it. I'm sure you can hear that. That's crisp. And it's also good. Oh, I love Chex Mix. All right, excuse me. I'm going to go sit down and watch a movie and nibble on my Chex Mix. To view the recipe and download a PDF version with step-by-step photographs, visit my website, mobilehomegourmet.com.